Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you could not change anything? Job loss, relationship problems, failures that happen regardless of our efforts. In such moments, we are often overwhelmed by despair, anger, or despair. We protest, argue with reality, and look for someone to blame. But there is a concept in Japanese culture that teaches us to look at such situations differently. This word is shogunai. It means, it just happened. Nothing can be done. But it does not mean passive acceptance or indifference. It is about inner strength, about letting go of what is out of our control and focusing on what is really important. What does this principle mean? How does it help the Japanese stay calm in difficult situations? And how can we learn to accept the inevitable without suffering? Let's find out. The term shogunai in Japanese literally means nothing can be done, there is no way out, or it is inevitable. It is an expression used to express acceptance of a situation that cannot be changed or controlled. It reflects the ability to come to terms with reality, even if it is unpleasant or undesirable. The origin of this term is rooted in Japanese culture, where great importance is placed on harmony, patience, and acceptance of fate. In the past, when Japanese society faced numerous natural disasters, wars, and social upheavals, the philosophy of shogunai helped people to survive difficulties and find inner peace. In contrast to the Western approach to problem solving, which often focuses on actively seeking ways to change the situation, shogunai emphasizes the importance of accepting what cannot be changed. This does not mean passivity or a lack of effort to improve the situation, but rather recognizing the limits of human control and focusing on what can be changed. In the context of the present, shogunai can be a useful tool for reducing stress, increasing resilience, and developing a more realistic outlook on life. Acceptance of the inevitable allows us to free ourselves from wasted effort and energy spent fighting what cannot be changed and focus on what really matters. Understanding the meaning and origin of the term shogunai is the first step to mastering this philosophy and applying it to your own life. The role of shogunai in Japanese culture is deeply rooted in the country's history and social values. Located in a seismically active region, Japan has often suffered from earthquakes, tsunamis, and other natural disasters. These events have taught the Japanese the need to accept the inevitable and to be resilient in the face of adversity. In addition to natural disasters, Japan has also experienced periods of war, social upheaval, and economic crises. During these times, shogunai helped people find inner strength and maintain hope even when the situation seemed hopeless. Shogunai philosophy is closely related to other important aspects of Japanese culture, such as Buddhism. The doctrine of impermanence and acceptance of suffering is central to Buddhism, which has a significant influence on Japanese culture. Zen. Zen Buddhism emphasizes the importance of meditation and present moment awareness, which promotes acceptance of reality as it is. Wabi-sabi. This aesthetic concept values simplicity, imperfection, and naturalness, which also promotes acceptance of inevitable change and aging. In traditional Japanese society, shogunai also played an important role in social relations. It helped people accept the decisions of others, even if they disagreed with them, and maintain harmony in the group. Today, shogunai continues to be an important part of Japanese culture, helping people cope with stress, uncertainty, and loss. Studying the historical context of shogunai gives us a deeper understanding of this philosophy and its significance for the Japanese people. Acceptance of the inevitable, as reflected in the shogunai philosophy, has profound psychological implications. It helps to reduce stress and anxiety as it allows a person to free themselves from fighting against something that cannot be changed. Instead of wasting energy on futile efforts, a person can focus on what he or she can control and find ways to adapt to the situation. Acceptance also contributes to the development of psychological resilience, i.e., the ability to recover from difficulties and setbacks. When a person accepts the inevitability of certain events, he or she becomes more prepared for the fact that life does not always go according to plan and is able to cope with unforeseen situations more easily. In addition, acceptance of the inevitable can improve interpersonal relationships. It helps people to be more tolerant of others' shortcomings, forgive mistakes, and accept people as they are. This contributes to more harmonious and supportive relationships. From a psychological perspective, accepting the inevitable does not mean having no emotions or feelings. It is important to allow yourself to feel sad, angry, or disappointed, but not to let these emotions control your life. Acceptance is recognizing that emotions are normal and will pass with time. Finally, acceptance of the inevitable can foster personal growth. It allows a person to learn from experience, find new opportunities, and become stronger and wiser. It is a path to inner peace and maturity. The Japanese use shogunai in various aspects of everyday life, from personal problems to professional challenges. Here are some examples. Natural disasters. When Japan is hit by an earthquake or tsunami, people often respond with shogunai, recognizing that this is an inevitable part of life in this country. They focus on helping others, rebuilding, and adapting to the new conditions. Job loss. If a Japanese loses his job, he may say shogunai to accept the situation. They don't dwell on the past, but start actively looking for new opportunities and improving their skills. Illness. If a person is sick, they can use shogunai to accept their illness and focus on healing and improving their quality of life. They do not lose hope, but continue to fight for their health. Interpersonal conflicts. In interpersonal relationships, the Japanese often use shogunai to accept the shortcomings of others and avoid conflict. They try to understand the other person's point of view and find a compromise. Shogunai does not mean that the Japanese are passive or do not try to change the situation. On the contrary, they are actively looking for ways to improve, but at the same time accept what cannot be changed. This allows them to maintain inner peace and solve problems effectively. Examples of how shogunai is applied in everyday life show how this philosophy can help people be more resilient, adaptable, and happy. In today's world, characterized by rapid change, uncertainty, and stress, the philosophy of shogunai is becoming especially relevant. It can help people cope with challenges, adapt to new conditions, and find inner peace. Shogunai can be useful in various areas of life, such as business. Accepting risks and failures is important for entrepreneurs and leaders. Shogunai can help them not to dwell on mistakes, but to learn from them and move forward. Healthcare. Acceptance of diagnosis and treatment is important for patients. Shogunai can help them focus on improving their quality of life and managing their illness. Education. Accepting learning difficulties is important for students. Shogunai can help them not to give up in the face of challenges, but to continue to learn and grow. Personal relationships. Accepting others' shortcomings is important for building harmonious relationships. Shogunai can help people be more tolerant, forgiving of mistakes, and supportive of each other. The prospects for Shogunai in the modern world are promising. This philosophy can be adapted to different cultures and contexts, helping people find inner peace and solve problems effectively. It is important to continue researching and spreading knowledge about Shogunai so that more people can benefit from its benefits. In life, we cannot always control events, but we can always control our attitude to them. Acceptance does not mean defeat. It is the realization that some things are simply part of reality, and our strength lies in learning to move on without wasting energy on useless worries. The next time something goes wrong, stop, take a deep breath, and instead of worrying, just tell yourself, Shogane, because acceptance is where our true freedom lies.